Hey yogis, I just wanted to do a short video to talk a little bit about how we could give our neck and shoulders a break. A lot of times that's where we carry a bunch of our tension, and a lot of it's cerebral tension, mental tension, if you've been concentrating on something for a long period of time. So one of the things that I want you to do before we get started is just notice the way that you're sitting. See if you could feel the surface that you're sitting on. Maybe you're on the floor, maybe you're in a chair right now. And so from feeling that place in your pelvis where you're connected to whatever you're sitting on, think about the way that your spine organizes itself as you come up away from your pelvis. And see if you could draw a little bit of space in between each segment of your spine, including in between the shoulders, and including the sides of your neck getting a little bit softer, and maybe the crown of the head getting a bit closer to the ceiling. Notice if you have a tendency to want to tip your chin up, though. Keep your chin kind of just neutral as you lift the top of your head up. And see how it feels to take a breath here. So the first thing I want to try is just bring your chin down toward the collarbones. And just tuck it in, point it down, and then at the same time, think about pressing your head and neck back behind you. So we're making a bunch of extra chins. It looks great. Take a breath here. And then let it release. Notice where your head wants to go when you release that pose. So a lot of times we're not used to really activating and shortening the muscles through here. They're strained. So here's how you can tell. If you look at it from the side, you can see the bridge, the anchor of this muscle here. And most of the time our head tracks forward of the rest of our spine. So what's it like if you bring your head back over the rest of your spine? So that's one that I like because you can do it anywhere. It's really just a simple thing. You can do it at your desk. You can do it in the car. You can do it while you're sitting here watching this. So this next piece here, if you do have a block or a heavy book, something that you can kind of just rest just beside you, and we're going to place the forearm down on the block or the book, and then I want you to lean back and take the opposite arm up toward the ceiling. Let's hang out here for 2 breaths. See how that feels through the ribs. Maybe you start to feel a little bit of tension or resistance in there. Then we're going to take this top arm, maybe you reach it over your head. Take another 2 breaths here. Then I want you to bend the elbow, come back upright. Before we do the other side, just take a second to organize yourself here again, taking the head back over the spine. And try the same thing on the other side. So place the block or book on the other arm, rest your forearm down on the ground, lean back. Take the opposite arm up, and we'll have 2 breaths here. And then taking this arm and reaching it over your head. Don't go past where you feel you need to go. We're just looking for that stretch through the side body, underneath the arm, into the ribs. We're going to release this arm, come back upright. Okay. And then from here, I just want to show you a little shoulder exercise. So a lot of times the back line of our body feels tight, and it's not because it's contracted or the muscle is short. It's actually because it's gone past its extension. It's too tense. So what we can do to alleviate some of that tension is actually to contract the muscles so that this can open up. So we're going to get you to take the arms up at shoulder height. Tuck your chin in again so you've got those extra chins. And we're going to just lightly pulse the elbows a little bit higher than shoulder and a little bit lower. And the slower you can do this movement, the more you gain from it. So we're thinking about just keeping the neck and the head stable and lightly pulsing the elbows. So you can feel this a little bit underneath the shoulder blades, maybe into the sides of the ribs a little bit. If you feel like your neck is helping you, pull your head back even further and maybe make the pulses smaller. Let's do 2 more. And then release your arms. Take a deep breath here. So I want to do one last thing. So one of the things that contributes to shoulder tension is actually what's happening in the wrists and forearms. So I'm just going to get you to turn your palms to face up, point the fingers down, and then curl the fingers in so that it's almost like you're trying to touch the inside of the wrist. Okay, so just moving between these two movements, reaching down, keeping the elbows bent, and pulling the fingers in. Let's try that 2 more times. And then shake your arms out. So remember, throughout the day, just think about where your head is located relative to the rest of your spine. And thinking about keeping that buoyancy through your head and your neck and your spine, just so there's not quite as much tension through the sides of the neck and the back of the neck. Hope this has been helpful for you. We'll see you next time.